What's up, guys? My name is Kayla Bundy, and this is the Finding Hope podcast. So today's episode is a little different. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, you notice the background is very different than my usual recording sessions. And that is because I am at my hometown house in Michigan with my family. And I thought I would be back to LA by now, but there's some life updates that we're going to dive right into. In this week's episode, we are going to be talking about how to cope with things that don't go the way you expected and how to have peace when things feel out of your control. And not just feel out of your control, but are out of your control. So I got home, and 2 days after being home, I was coming home from church actually, and I prayed, God, keep me humble, and He really answered that prayer almost immediately. So I came home because I'm now a auntie. My sister gave birth, and I wanted to come home to see her, and also we live on a lake, and my dad owns a boat business. So all I do whenever I'm home in the summer is I'm in the water from sunrise until sundown. I'm wake surfing, I'm wakeboarding, I'm swimming, I'm kayaking, I'm doing everything you can think of in the water. I am a little mermaid, I swear. And so I was so excited to come home. LA was kind of getting a lot recently. I just felt really overwhelmed. I was just working really hard, and I felt like I had no break. So I was really looking forward to just coming home and being able to check out mentally kind of, and know I'm okay and be with people that I love. I feel like there's been a lot of friend things going on in my life that have just weighed my heart down a lot. And so, needless to say, I was just excited to be home and to come home and to be fulfilled, feel like I could do what I know I need to do to fill myself up, continue on my workout grind. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know I've been kind of in a boot camp recently with myself, and I just upped the intensity and everything in my workouts, and I've been really pushing myself physically. So I was excited to come home and start running, start doing all these outdoor activities that I haven't made time for in LA because I knew I was going to be here, and I just was kind of holding off until I knew I could take a break. That was my plan. So I had this idea of what I thought was going to happen. I was looking forward to it. I had an expectation of what I wanted the time I was home to look like and how I thought it was going to go, and knowing, okay, I'm going to compartmentalize and kind of burn myself out while I was in LA because I knew I'd have the time to rejuvenate when I was home. So that really did not happen. I'm going to catch you up to where we are right now, and I promise this all has a purpose in it. That's why I'm talking a lot about my personal life, because I know I don't normally talk this much about my personal life and what I'm currently at the moment going through. So it's a little different today, but that's fine. You guys are a safe space, and I feel like this has definitely happened for a reason. And I want to bring you guys along the journey because it's been very tough for me mentally, if I'm being honest. So I'm hoping that the way I'm able to cope with it and the things I'm learning through it will reach some of you guys out there that might feel in a similar space. 2 days after being home, I went to church and prayed for God to humble me. I get home, I'm starving because I didn't eat beforehand. It's noon at this point, and I go to make avocado toast. Bad decision right there, but that's fine. I went to make avocado toast. I had a very small plate, and I picked it up, and it fell and broke on the countertop, and only in a few big pieces. But there was one really tiny piece, and when I say tiny, I mean tiny. And I was standing, and it went straight into my foot. It went to the bone, and it hit perfectly to detach my tendon from my toe. So I ended up going to get it stitched up, not really knowing. I was really scared. I was really scared because, not because I like cut my foot. I didn't care about that. I didn't care about getting stitches, but I was really scared because I could tell something was wrong because I couldn't move my toe, and my toe was kind of like, my toe was like hanging. And so I was just scared. And so we went to like the Med Plus, or I don't know, something like that, near my house. It was a Sunday. So we went there and went to just go get it stitched up. And I like explained to the doctor, like, I'm just really scared. I'm really scared I can't move my toe. Like, that's my only concern. Like, I just need to move my toe. And I can't. Like, I think something's actually wrong. Because the cut, you guys, was so small. Like, it was deep. I knew it was deep. That's why I went to get stitches, because it was deep. And it hurt like crazy. But I didn't really know what was going on in my toe. So anyways, we go in, had to get it x-rayed to make sure all the glass was out. The glass wasn't out, so he had to dig in and get all the glass out, which was the most painful thing. I ended up being there for 4 hours. He found the tendon, thank God, as before he went to close it up. So he tried and attempted to reattach the tendon and stitch me up. And it was the most traumatic thing. And I know I'm very dramatic. If you know me, like, I can be very dramatic. But when it comes to serious things, I'm actually extremely composed. Like, if there's pain that I'm going through, if there's suffering, if there's big things happening in my life, I'm actually really composed. And so I was sitting there, and like, I never cry with things like that, and like tears were just streaming. I was in there screaming. It was the most painful thing because I was awake, and they performed a full surgery and I was fully awake, fully conscious. It was the most painful thing in my life. Almost passed out a few times from the pain. It was a lot. And in that moment, the one, honestly, I think like the only thing that got me through it, because my body, I was like asking the doctor, is this normal? Because like, this isn't normal for me to react this way. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I mean, I'm in there digging, like, your body's like really trying to react because they can tell something's wrong. Like, that's okay. Like, that's normal to have this response. So it was very traumatic. And the only thing that really got me through it was like, I had my phone, and I like was just trying to distract myself. So I was like scrolling on Instagram or like Pinterest, and like looking up Bible verses or affirmations and meditations and things like that. And so thankfully, like, I feel like God put the exact things in front of my face that I needed to see. And so I like just meditated through the whole thing, and like really focused on my breath, and like inhaling like the scripture I was reading, exhaling the scripture I was reading, like really, really trying to like calm myself down. So that was very helpful, but very dramatic. So flash forward, I had been in a cast, couldn't walk, couldn't get it wet, couldn't do anything, can't even carry anything because I'm on crutches, so I can't even carry my phone unless it's in my pocket. I can't like get food, I can't get water. It was a lot. And so this goes on for like a week and a half, and I'm thinking I'm in recovery mode, and I already was very discouraged because recovery is a very long process. The doctor said it would have been better if I broke my whole foot than just had this tear in my tendon, because bones heal quicker than tendons. I just didn't want to sit and be angry and mad and upset. I wanted to like, okay, let myself feel these things, and then like, let's accept it and let's do what we can from here on out. So I was trying to do that, and I had a follow-up appointment, and it wasn't where it was supposed to be. So they rushed an MRI. I had an MRI, and then the next day I found out, this was from when I'm recording this. This was yesterday I found this out. Yesterday morning I woke up and I had a call from the doctor, from an actual specialist in what I'm doing, and different guy than repaired me the first time. And basically the surgery went wrong the first time. So I'm going in for surgery again, starting that clock back at 0. I have the surgery tomorrow morning, so pray for me. And this will be out by then, so pray for my recovery and my healing. That news was devastating. When I woke up and I got the call and I found out I had to go in for surgery again for 2 weeks, and thinking I was in recovery mode and praying constantly that like God would be healing it, all of these things, like really trying to trust and believe that like he was going to like make sure everything was okay, because when I found out I had to get the MRI to determine if I needed surgery again or not, like it was terrifying. And just a lot of people have been praying. I've been praying. I definitely cried all day yesterday. I was so dehydrated from crying so much that my head was pounding. I had the biggest headache of my life. And I swear it was because I was just dehydrated, because I had cried out so much. But it's been a journey, and I'm really learning that things that seem so in your control, or things you would never think happen, like you can plan out so much in your life. And something so small and minuscule, like a small piece of glass dropping from a plate that broke. And I break things all the time. This is not new to me. I break things left and right. I'm the clumsiest person. I will fully admit that. Like, this has happened a million times. Never been this serious. But something so small and minuscule that I never would have imagined happening has now completely changed the course of my life. In many ways, I've had to cancel every ounce of work I had lined up for the next 3 months. It's changed everything I do. It's changed how I cope with things. It's changed all the things I've learned about myself and how to get through things with like physical activity. It's changed all the ways I'm able to motivate myself. It's changed all the ways that I found joy and peace and fulfillment, and so many aspects of my life. It's really flipped upside down. At this current moment in time, something I've been really trying to work on is, how do I have peace when things are out of my control? Because everything I thought that was in my control is not at the moment. When it comes to this stuff, I'm still in control of my mind. I'm still in control of my thoughts. I'm still in control of my outlook. I'm still in control of where I'm putting my trust and what I'm believing and all of those things. But there's a lot right now that's out of my control. A lot of things that I can't physically do. I'm really having to learn how to have peace with it and not get frustrated and upset and angry. And especially at God, that's been a big one that I'm really working on, and I journaled about today. And I'm just trying to know that God can take my anger, God can take the frustration, and that's okay to bring that to Him. And because I know at the end of the day, I still have faith. I'm still trusting. I'm still believing for healing. And I know that this is so purposeful, that there's such a reason that this is all happening. And I know this is a good thing. I know that, like, deep down, I know that there's going to be so much breakthrough from this. There's going to be so much that I look back on, and I'm sure my entire outlook of life in the next 2 to 3 months is going to drastically change from what it's been. And I know there's so much goodness, and I know He's working all of this for my good. And so I guess where I'm at right now is just, okay, it's okay when you know things so solidly, because I'm solid in those things. I am. It's okay to have moments of frustration, to have moments of anger, and to have moments of questioning, and being able to have those conversations with God, because I'm not doubting Him. I'm not distrusting in Him. I haven't lost any hope in Him, and I believe everything that I believed before about God that I believe now. But being so solid in my beliefs and so rooted in that, it is okay to express my emotions to God and to process it with Him, and Something my therapist talked about with me was in the Psalms. If you read a lot of the Psalms in the Bible, there's a lot of praise, but there's a lot of anguish. And there's a lot of God's people being like, why God, why God, why God, why God? And then ending it with like, but I still believe in you, and I still love you, and I'm still for you. So if you're going through a season similar to mine, or not even similar to mine, but just you're struggling, know that like it's okay to express these things and to come to God with these things and to feel these things. Still have hope at the end of the day. That has been what's really carrying me through all of this. And I would say 9 out of 10 days or 9 out of 10 times, I'm still positive. I'm still joyous. I'm doing my best to be as cheerful as I can with the capacity that I have in my emotional state that I'm in. But I have those days, or I have those moments where I do want to break down and I do just cry, and that's okay. I'm excited to be back and to have different reports and to bring you guys along with this journey, because I know I'm going to learn a lot through it, and I hope that it's helpful for you in whatever you're going through, and you can find some companionship or stability through it and through me. But all of this to say, when things do happen that you didn't plan for, none of this was what I planned for. My entire trip was not what I planned for. What was going to be a 2-week trip has turned into a 2-month trip. And the break that I really needed and wanted did not go the way I thought. Yes, I mean, I'm sitting on my butt doing nothing, so it feels like a break, but it has been nothing but a break in my mind. It has been way more taxing than anything I was doing before. Just know that when things do happen that are out of your control, that you don't plan for, that you don't expect, reminding yourself every day that there's a reason, and meditating and focusing on prayer and being able to invite the lessons in during whatever season you're going through right now is so helpful. And that's what's been so helpful for me, is like, okay, I can have my moments, but always returning to, I want to invite in everything I need to learn in this season. I want to invite in all of the lessons, all of the reasons, all of the breakthroughs, all of the praise reports, all of the hurt, all of the pain. Whatever it is, I know it's purposeful, and while I'm in it, and while I can't control when it ends, and I can't control that I'm in it, I want to be present and be open to whatever is in store for me during this time. If you are struggling with things right now, if you're heartbroken, if you're going through things that are out of your control, if things are happening in your life that you didn't plan for, that you don't want, because I promise you, I did not want this. Just reminding yourself that there is purpose in it, and there is breakthrough in it, and being open to inviting all these things in, and asking to be present, I think has been so helpful for me. And I pray for things all the time. I pray for trust. I pray that God renews my trust. I pray that no evil thoughts are coming to me, that nothing that isn't from the Lord is near me, around me, filling my mind, anything giving me doubt, anything like that. It's been very prevalent that I'm taking every thought captive and I'm giving it to God. And knowing that it's okay to have emotions along the way. So if I'm crying, if I'm laughing, it is what it is. And I have these emotions for a reason, but it's what I believe in my heart and in my mind and in my soul that's going to carry me through. So the emotions that you experience on the way, they're temporal, they're going to come and go. But being rooted in your belief at the end of the day is what has been very helpful for me. So I hope the surgery goes well tomorrow. You guys will definitely be in the loop if I dip on social media for a minute. Know that I'm fine. Just know that I'm going through a lot, and prayers are super helpful, super appreciated, and I'm okay. I'm in my little boot right now. This is the last day. I'm in my boot because I'm in surgery tomorrow, so yeah, rip. I got this for like 2 days, and we're going to probably be back in a cast. So, but I will try to be as engaging and as there for you guys as I can. But if I do dip out, just know that that's why. And I am not losing hope. I'm not doubting. I just might need a little bit more time to sit with me and the Lord to process everything. But I love you guys. And yeah, we're on this journey together. We're going to see where this takes us. Bye.